Hey, chemistry. Today I'd like you to work on the part of the assignment labeled Thursday. And this is something I hope you do after you've done the PhET lab for balancing equations, so you can see a visual representation of what's happening when you're balancing equations and what your goal is when you're adding coefficients. So on Thursday for this week, it says balance the 10 equations you found products for on Monday. You can check your answers for the work on Monday here. So those are the problems that you did here. And if you click on that link, it will take you to this document where you can check the answers that you came up with. What I would like you to do today is balance these equations. So let's do a couple of them to help you get started. So our first problem gives us magnesium and diatomic iodine, so I2, and it's a synthesis and the product is going to be MgI2. So we have, let's set up our chart. So we have Mg and we have I. And before the reaction we have 1 magnesium. And after the reaction we have 1. For iodine, before the reaction we have 2. And after the reaction we have 2. So number 1 is already balanced. There's nothing that you need to add. Number 2, it's a double replacement where copper chloride reacts with hydrogen sulfide. So let's do an accounting of our atoms. We have copper, we have chlorine, we have hydrogen, and we have sulfur. And before the reaction, we have 1 copper, and after the reaction, we have 1 copper. For a reaction, we have 2 chlorines, and after the reaction, we have 1 chlorine. Then hydrogen, we have 2 before and 1 after. Sulfur, we have 1 and 1. All right, so we need to add 1 chlorine and 1 hydrogen. So in order to start with the chlorine, we have 2 chlorines. So to make it 2 chlorines, I'm going to put a coefficient of 2 in front here. So that makes it 2 chlorines on the product side. That also changes my number of hydrogens by making it 2. And by adding that 2, that's enough to balance that equation. That's the only coefficient you need for this one. Remember, for problems like number 3 that have a polyatomic, ClO4, you can treat the polyatomic as a group because it moves around together. If you have any questions, please send me an email, come to office hours, or at me on Teams, and bring these problems to class on Friday because we will be going over them and doing some more. Bye, Cam.